Your answer is bullshit,
it's
Steve.
Ejacukinesis? I don't like that.
That's pointless.
That's a very useless superpower. Just, oh, hey,
Basically,
my superhero name is Premature Ejaculation Man.
Yeah.
I need to wear a condom every
Sandwich.
day. So basically, the only difference between regular Mark and telekinesis Mark is that his forearm muscles would be slightly smaller.
Slightly.
Slightly.
Actually, they'd be way smaller.
Way smaller. They'd be twigs just attached to his body.
And right now they're huge because of this constant masturbation.
Real fucked up,
Of
right?
course
There's a guy that I know, and when I first met him, I was introduced to him as like, dude, his name's Paul. He's this little short guy. I mean, really, really short. Weighs like 110 pounds. And he's a ginger, so he's kind of creepy looking.
No soul.
And his right forearm is noticeably larger than his left. So shit you not, whenever I met him, I was like, hold your forearms up. And he held it up. And dude, his right forearm was like bodybuilder in size comparison to his left.
Weird. It's like the dude from Lady in the Water or whatever.
This dude beat it like 9 times a day at least.
He's basically Hellboy.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Except it wasn't made out of stone. It was just muscle.
I think I would probably just be able to change the channel of the TV because
they have this instrument that already exists for that, which you can do from a distance. Where you just turn the channel.
Because I fucking lose it and you have to have like 17 remotes for the TV and then the cable, and I just want a universal remote mind changer.
Right, so he doesn't even want telekinesis. He just wants
a really
universal monster.
Yeah, he just wants a universal monster. Yeah. That can be done in real life. These things exist. Universal remotes exist.
No, I don't want a universal remote.
You want it built in.
Because I would
So what you want is in 10 years, whenever they start putting cyborg implants into people, you want the universal remote.
Exactly.
It'll probably be the cheapest one.
Yeah,
I want to be able to sit.
And it'll be on the TV channel that has all the advertisements for everything. It'll be an infomercial, and Steve Steven will be clamoring to his phone to try to get this thing.
I want to be able to sit on my couch, and I want to be able to think, okay, input 1, cable, Blu-ray player, whatever. I want to be able to control everything on TV just by thinking or blinking,
or just have not a million things in your living room and know where your remotes are. just do that instead.
No.
If I had telekinesis, the first thing I would do is go on the longest drive I could, and just every time somebody cut me off, I'd just throw them off the interstate. Like, you're gone. You're dead. You want to cut me off? Well, that's fine.
Just be a path of destruction to whatever vacation area that Philip went. And how do we know who did this?
No one will have a single fucking clue, because I'll just be driving along, maybe 2 car lengths behind him before I decide, just... Yeah, Magneto style, just flip your fucking car off the road. Until the police
helicopters got the camera from above, and you just see a car trailing behind other cars, and you just see the cars in front of them fly out the side.
Well, I'm not just killing people willy-nilly. I'm just people that cut me off, which is probably like 5 people between here and Florida.
Would you kill Willie and Nilly?
I would kill you. That's what I would do. I would kill both Willie and Nilly.
Philip's being very shitty with his telekinesis.
Well, I'm sorry.
He's kind of a jerk. But
motherfuckers that cut me off are going to get thrown into the media.
I'm right there with you. Like, there are many times when I wish I was Magneto.
You're just like, and you just crush their car with your thoughts.
Or a Jedi.
Yeah.
Or you just be like, car off the canyon.
Did you hear about what they've recently done with the photons and light? Harvard and MIT released information on this. This is pretty awesome.
Oh, then it has to be true.
Yes. Yeah, well, at first I thought it was total bullshit, right? Because I saw it on Facebook. Because nothing on Facebook is
automatically
true.
It's bullshit. You know it.
Well, then I fucking Love Science posted it, and then Richard Dawkins posted it, and I was like, okay, there's some truth to this.
I fucking Love Science does their fucking research.
Yeah,
they do.
They, apparently, a bunch of people at MIT and Harvard have figured out how to bind photons in light, make them behave, as they said, in a way similar to that of a lightsaber.
Yes, I saw this. Yeah. This is excellent. Yes. I can't remember what they called it, like the behaving as matter or something like that, like making light behave like matter.
Yeah.
Basically the greatest thing ever.
Well, that being said, let's go ahead and get into our podcast for the day. We're doing a Stephen King podcast, and we've done one before, but...
we've done more than one, I'm pretty sure. The Night Flyer.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've done a few of his movies, but we particularly had one Stephen King podcast, which was Children of the Corn and Graveyard Shift, which were both awful
with
the
terrible bats.
It was the
Bat Rat Scorpion.
Yeah, the Bat Porpian or whatever.
The Porpian?
Yeah.
Ew, nasty.
We're gonna start off with 1976 Carrie. starring Sissy Spacek.
We're all gonna laugh at you.
And John Travolta.
We're all gonna laugh at him too.
Directed by Brian De Palma. Brian De Palma, also famous for directing Scarface, as well as Carlito's Way, The Untouchables, a bunch of awesome mafia movies and gangster movies.
Yes, sir.
He does Carrie.
Horror was not his thing.
And then he went forward and did Mission to Mars.
Well, fell off the boat there.
And then he did The Black Dahlia a couple years ago, which was just ball sack.
It was like 14 hours long. And I saw it in the theaters. I was jacked for this movie. I thought it was going to be awesome as shit. And I go in there and I'm just like, is anything going to happen? Am I just going to sleep through this movie?
I forget who was in that movie.
Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's 40 days without jacking off or whatever.
Of course, Carrie being was it the first book written by Stephen King?
It was his first published novel was Carrie.
Yeah, and it was actually the book/movie that got him fucking famous as shit.
Yeah, because it was published in 1974, the book was. And
it was almost rejected. The movie was almost rejected before they even looked at the fucking screenplay or script, but it wasn't. And I remember reading a thing where he often wonders what it would be like, what his career would be like now if.
Well, it would have launched just later. He's that fucking good.
Yeah, probably so.
I'm wearing my Stephen King Rules shirt today, just for those of you who can't see through microphones.
And you made your shirt, but you can also find the exact same shirt.
This identical shirt. Actually, my version
on Five Finger Tees.
Far superior. But
FiveFingerTees.com. You can buy awesome shirts that say Stephen King Rules.
Yeah. Anyway, Sissy Spacek playing the role of Carrie, which was actually also originally going to be Linda Blair playing Carrie, but she turned down the role because she didn't want to be typecasted
as a horror
queen, which she still fucking is.
Yeah, she didn't do a very good job of not being typecasted.
Yeah, because she only did like 5 movies ever, all horror movies, and then one comedy that was a ripoff of The Exorcist.
Right.
Same thing.
Crazy fucking mom.
Piper Laurie,
yeah.
Who is still alive. She's like 81 or 82.
She was 2,000 years old in this movie, wasn't
she? 2,000 years old.
I didn't recognize her. Then I was like, holy shit, I've seen this woman in fucking everything. And she always plays a mean old lady. Even 30, almost 40 years ago when she wasn't a mean old lady.
Yeah. She wasn't even a mean old lady yet.
Yeah, she was just mean. And she loved the fuck out of some Jesus.
Yeah, she was batshit insane in this.
Whoa, yeah.
No, Mama! He was weak. No! He was weak. No! He was weak. Say it. No, Mama! Say it. He was weak. He was weak. Say it. No, Mama! He was weak. No! He was weak. No! He was weak. Say it. No, Mama! Say it. He was weak. He was weak. And the Lord visited him with a curse. The curse was a curse of blood. You should have told me, Mama. You should have told me.
Oh, Lord, help the sinning woman see the sin of her days and ways. Show her that if she had remained sinless, the curse of blood would never have come on her. She may have been tempted by the Antichrist. She may have committed the sin of lustful thoughts.
No, Mama.
Oh, don't lie to me, Carrietta. Don't you know by now I can see inside you? I can see the sin as surely as God can.
I do apologize for the length of that, but I felt it was necessary for the insane amount of insanity.
Right,
that was just a little
because
right.
Fuck science, fuck anatomy, fuck everyone on the planet getting a period that's a woman.
Yeah.
No, they're all sinners. That's what it is.
Fucking shit. She even dresses like a goddamn pilgrim.
Right, and that's what the whole argument there was about, was because Carrie's 17 and somehow just now getting her period.
It was because it had been that long until she thought about jacking off or whatever it was. Whatever she did that caused her to be the Satanist.
Yeah.
The Antichrist.
And so she just happens to
And the Antichrist will come all over you with blood.
I really think that scene would have been better portrayed by George Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, yeah.
He visited a curse of blood.
Or possibly George Carlin.
Just coming.
Yeah, that would have been. There would have been a lot more fucks.
Yeah.
There would have been a fucks given.
But of course, like, that part was over Carrie being in the locker room at school and getting her period while she's in the shower, not knowing the fuck's going on. And then
she starts losing her fucking shit.
Losing her shit.
She's dying.
Which was actually...
She's like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to fucking bleed to death right here in the shower.
Yeah, the director told her to act like she got hit by a truck. That's what he told
Well,
her.
she definitely did act like that.
Yeah, she was just ridiculously yelling, "Help me" and stuff. And then all the fucking girls were just chanting, what was it? Plug it up. They're just
plug your cunt.
They're just chanting at her and being mean. I don't know if you guys noticed at that point they like throw like 1,000 tampons and maxi pads and everything.
Apparently, in women's locker rooms, there is a tampon
a locker of maxi pads.
Yeah. Well, it was a dispenser, I'm pretty sure, but
no, it was a fucking entire locker.
Yeah, but this was 1976.
Yeah, Brady,
this is modern times.
This
was the 70s.
And then I don't know if you guys noticed this, but while they're throwing like tampons and shit at her, at the very end somebody just starts throwing underwear at her. Like they just
ran out of shit.
Just panic started.
Well, they're like, "Fuck, we've already thrown all the."
What kind of
pads
fucked
at
up
her.
karma would it have been if every one of them got their periods at the same time? Right then? It just started right there.
Carrie should have made that happen.
Yeah, that's what she should have done with her.
Yeah, fuck exploding light bulbs.
You know, that's my least favorite part about this entire movie is that her telekinetic ability is like 10% of the movie.
Yeah.
It really bothers me.
Yeah.
Because considering that the book focuses on it so much more, and the book's real short, it's less than 200 pages, and it's an easy read.
Well, I always thought that, being a pretty big Stephen King fan, I always thought I always kind of compared this book with Firestarter, and I always way preferred Firestarter over this, because that book is just brutality and just nonstop burning people.
Good.
Pyrokinesis.
Yeah.
We're gonna move past telekinesis. He probably went, Carrie didn't fuck enough shit up.
Well, Stephen King just fucking loves telekinesis and fucking brain powers.
Psychic powers. He loves them.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you really think about it, considering his work, the majority of his books feature some sort of psychic, or there's someone in the book with a psychic ability at some point.
Yeah, or having some kind of psychic ability.
Yeah, he's
like,
definitely obsessed with it in some way, but they do... Considering, like, lately all the people have started noticing all his tie-ins with his other books. And he's doing that on purpose. People are like, oh, he's starting to repeat himself. No, he's starting to bring it all together.
Yeah, it's like, this is shit that's been planned out. Like, I think it was, like, Under the Dome or something whenever he put that out, and they were like, oh, you're just copying the script of the Simpsons movie. And it's like, are you being serious right now? It's like, you're really going to accuse Stephen fucking King of copying the idea from a Simpsons movie?
Stephen King is such a powerful and influential writer that he could write a book about your whole family being murdered, and it'll happen.
Yeah.
Right, so don't fuck with it.
Yeah, like the dude
I saw an interview on the news where one of his books had just come out. Now, I don't remember when it was, but I was about 7 years old, so I don't remember what book it was. And they were talking about how, like, they were just making, like, Stephen King's book, blah, 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 is still on the New York Times bestsellers list. And somebody made a joke, and to this day it sticks with me. And they were like, yeah, Stephen King is not the kind of guy you want to invite to your kid's birthday party to make balloon animals for them all. And I just keep thinking, yeah, that's fucking true.
Yeah.
100% fucking true.
You might invite it down there to do that.
Oh, yeah, you get Pennywise because they all float.
Yep.
They, the guy who hit Stephen King with his van, he, like, died mysteriously. Like,
mysteriously, my dick.
No, I mean,
Stephen King is a billionaire.
No, they say, but they don't know how he died. Like, they found him dead in his fucking, like, bed.
Yeah, I remember somebody writing some weird conspiracy blog about it because Stephen King, if I'm not mistaken, actually wrote from a Buick 8 while he was in the hospital because he was fucked up for months from that.
Oh yeah, he hit my through the ear.
My mom actually met him.
Jealous.
After it was a very short. It was like in the airport at a newspaper stand or something. And she walked up and like shook his hand or something. And he had his cane and stuff. But she said he was like super super nice to him. And I've watched interviews and things like that where he just seems normal as fuck. But
that's what they said about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Right.
He seemed like such a nice, sweet, quiet.
I think
man.
he's past the point of mass murder though.
Yeah, well, I think he's past the point of not really caring. Like, I don't think he ever has, because Stephen King looks as creepy as his novels are. Like, he's a very... I don't want to say he's not, like, ugly or unattractive. It's just you look at him and you go, there's something wrong in there.
There's some kind of uncanny feature about him.
Yeah, there's something in there.
Fuck?
And his son, who was also an author, looks just fucking like him, too.
Oh, yeah.
He just looks like a younger, bearded version of him, like Stephen King, like, Shining era.
Yeah. I love looking at some of the old Stephen King novels and looking at the dust jackets and stuff and seeing the old pictures of him. And
he just looks like straight out of a 1970s porn.
There's one with, like, he's got the giant mustache and he looks like fucking Ned Flanders.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Ned Flanders is Stephen King in cartoon form.
Diddly Erdler.
Yeah. Well, hi diddly ho, neighbor. I might just have this psychic ability willity.
Yeah, the shinning.
Fuck off.
But back to Carrie, like, this girl gets straight tormented in school.
Essentially, I broke down the plot of this earlier. It's, I think I hit it pretty much right on the head. It's just evil Christian Matilda. Yeah.
Yeah, except the principal's not like... The principal and the teachers are nice to her.
Not really.
The principal's
like...
He keeps forgetting her fucking name.
Casey. Like,
Cassie
1
Wright?
second.
Cassie Wright.
Cassie.
Yeah, and then...
couldn't get either one of her names. Was he fucking retarded?
And not only that, but she had literally just said, it's Carrie.
Yeah. And then he knew who the fuck she was because he starts talking. Because whenever she's like, well, I kind of understand, her mother... that mother of hers is just so, and he goes, well, now we can't be messing with people's beliefs. So he knows who the fuck she is because of her batshit insane pilgrim mother.
So he knows who she is. He's just a fucking asshole and just calls her by the wrong name to fucking shit on her even more. So what you're saying is, it is exactly like Matilda. And the teacher, well-meaning, slaps the fuck out of her when she starts screaming.
Well, that was to get her to calm down. And I understood that, but
I guess
the teacher was way fucking nice, dude. The teacher was badass.
The teacher was really cool, but she loved smacking bitches up.
Yeah, she did.
Well, I mean, I guess in the 1970s you could get the fuck away from it.
Out of Nancy Allen, I forget her name in the movie. Chris. Her name's Chris in the movie.
Slurping John Travolta.
Yeah, and talking at the same time.
Why? Like, he must have just tiny dick then.
Yeah.
She just put like a toothpick in the side of her mouth.
She's blowing John Travolta and trying to get him to fucking be a crazy asshole and sledgehammer pigs.
Yeah.
Which he does.
Right, because apparently she gives a wicked beach.
And it's not just John Travolta, but it's straight Saturday Night Fever John Travolta.
Which is exactly what happens in Saturday Night Fever.
This is actually a prequel to Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever 0.5.
John Travolta actually has one of my favorite fucking quotes in the entire movie, and that's when him and Chris are driving down the road, and she keeps calling him a piece of shit. She keeps calling him, what is it? It's like...
Piece of shit.
Is it a piece of shit, or you're just shit?
She just keep calling him a shit or a stupid shit.
And he's like,
she loves shit.
He's like, stop calling me that. Stop calling me that. And she does it like one last time.
Dumb shit.
You fuck.
You fuck.
Like at that point, he's just like,
you know what?
You fuck. And he just like turns around in traffic and like...
He's like, fuck you, I'm gonna just toss you out of my car right now. I think something that I never really thought about, and it ties into every Stephen King novel and every movie I've ever seen. They don't really seem to know, like every time there's cuss words written into the script, it's always like very weird.
They don't know how to cuss.
Yeah, it's like they don't know how to cuss, or like...
You fuck! Yes, I do.
It's like
you fuck.
It's like the way he writes screenplays and scripts and novels. It's almost like he wants you to stop and think, damn, you just called her a fuck.
I felt like that in Misery.
Oh yeah,
like
and all of them.
You cockamamie dirty bird.
You fucking.
And whenever she said, "You said fuck," you said fuck. You know what I mean? Like going. She was so mad. You can't fucking say it. But
have you ever known someone with parents that are as religious as Carrie's mom?
No, not to this ridiculousness.
I've known people when I went to school in Mississippi whose parents were real close to it.
Really? Like lock your daughter in a Creesus?
No, in a chokey. In a Creesus with the fucking light up eyes?
Yeah.
What was that about?
The little Jesus figure with the arrows in it.
Straight swords and shit?
No, it was arrows.
He was like, arrowed.
Yeah, like, did a bunch of Indians run up and just...
No, it was the Roman heroes, I guess.
Native Americans.
Please. Indians is not the preferred nomenclature.
Yeah. But that's really weird because when Carrie does something bad, Puritan mother just throws her in a closet with Creesus.
Yeah.
And makes her
Creesus
pray.
will make her straight. It's like you either pray to Creesus or Creesus will melt your face.
It's the creepiest Jesus ever, though.
Oh, it is. It's only slightly barely creepier than the one out here, though.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, it's like homemade.
Oh, clearly it is. Yeah. Who makes a Jesus that has light up eyes? Like what Jesus?
And they're not even just light up eyes. They're like
they're
light
straight
up
cat eyes.
They're like light up shifty eyes.
Yeah, they're light up.
So it's Jesus. It's shady Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Creesus.
Like
Creesus.
It's like
is that like?
It's like Jesus. I could be judging you, but am I?
But I also might fuck you to death later.
To death.
To death.
To death.
God, let's talk about this movie.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't know what Carrie is, she gets blood poured on her at prom.
Well,
and then she goes on a crazy rampage and murders the fuck out of everybody.
Let's tell you why she actually goes to prom, because one of the girls that does all that stuff to her feels bad, and she asks her cute, like,
her fucking high school
football captain boyfriend to take Carrie, and he agrees to, and he's real nice to Carrie throughout the whole movie, and
she liked this poem.
Yeah, she liked his poem, and like they even dance and kiss and stuff like that. And they go to prom, and then me and John Travolta and his girlfriend decide to,
after getting the mouthful of talking blowjob.
Right, because she got the whole reason that she's mad at Carrie is because her mean joke on Carrie basically got her kicked out of prom. Like she wasn't able to go to prom.
Yeah.
And then of course prom is like
Senior
it's
prom.
it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is a fucking Super Bowl.
Halftime show and everything.
And the teacher slaps the piss out of her.
Yeah.
Because that teacher just loves, she's prodigy.
She's like, you know what? Fuck with me. I will slap the fuck out of you. I'll slap the gum out your mouth. I don't care if you fucking choke on it.
Yeah. Like, and to demonstrate how mean this bitch is, like...
She literally says that, I'm pretty sure.
What?
I don't care if you choke on it.
She does.
Oh, well, that one, but... I'm talking about how mean Chris is to Carrie.
Oh, it's so good.
Boy, can't win a game with her on the team. Look at her. You eat shit.
See, that's another example of saying cuss words and you have no clue how to cut. You eat shit. It's like a statement about how you're going to eat. You do. You eat shit.
Later on, you
Not
see
telling her to go eat shit. She's saying that she's making a statement about her normal eating habits. It's like, you must eat shit for breakfast.
And later on, you see the writing on the door that just says Carrie White eats shit.
Yes. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure Stephen King was one of those kids that nobody hung out with and he never had any friends, and then he never learned how to cuss as a result of it.
Possibly.
All of his books feature some sort of weird cursing.
Yeah, some sort of bizarre, like,
if you
want fiddle fuck, or what, just
I remember
if you want to hear really,
no
really good cursing, it's the fucked up shit that Pennywise says to the little girl in Stephen King's
Oh,
head.
yeah. Or I was going to suggest the Green Mile. Like, basically anything the big guy says in the Green Mile or whatever. Or no, not the big guy. Not Buffalo Bill. Wild Bill. Anything he says in the Green Mile is just hilarious. And
but once again, it still has that uncanny, like, weird wording that just makes you think, what the hell is he saying?
You're a big fucker, ain't you?
You're a big fucker, ain't you?
So good.
He was so awesome in that movie.
Oh, man, he was perfect.
You piss on me?
So, yeah, that's all I want to talk about with Carrie.
Same
Evil
Rockwell.
Matilda, eat shit, Carrie.
No,
you eat shit.
It's not all I want to talk about because we didn't really get into it.
No, I mean, you guys probably have something.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about the telekinetic scene. After they pour the pig's blood on her, which is like...
That scene was shot over a period of like 3 days.
It was shot over a period?
Oh.
3 days?
Yeah, and...
Took 3 days for that
weird
period?
fact, I saw this on TBS one night, and it was like one of those dinner and a movie movies where they had like hosts that would talk about it.
And they would say facts about it.
And that was a fact. They said that like so that it would keep with the continuity, so they wouldn't have to put more blood, and they hope it looks stupid. You know that shit pisses you off.
Oh yeah.
When you look back and
stain
on his
suddenly
shirt,
they have nothing on.
and then on the next scene, their hair is fucking dry, and they look perfect, and the stain's gone. Yeah. Fucking what the fuck happened? Time warp. The Tide Man showed up. Like that.
Mr. Clean.
Yeah, it just showed right the fuck up. No, she slept in the blood. Which was corn syrup, so you know that had to be nasty. She's sticky and gross. It's just
3 days.
Yeah, for days.
Actresses and actors do some crazy fucking shit.
Yeah, they do.
Movies. Like,
and this was the heyday of Sissy Spacek. This was when she got big.
She could have gotten away with just being like, "Fuck you, I'm not doing that." But
well,
no,
this was. I think this is her first movie. Actually, I don't know. Not. It was definitely one of her earlier ones. She was actually the art director's wife for the movie. Like. Brian De Palma had an art director.
Coal miner's daughter as well, which I think might have been before this. I think, but I could be wrong.
Brian De Palma was actually a consultant of Steven Spielberg's, and whenever they were filming the telekinesis scene, the prom scene, Brian De Palma was like, "Hey, why don't you come down? There's a bunch of hot chicks down here." Or whatever, and apparently Spielberg went and checked out, was on set for those days or whatever, and like asked every single girl out on the fucking set.
Sup, ladies?
Like he tried to go.
Like, my name's Steven Spielberg.
I did Jaws last year. I did Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I'm working on this movie about a little alien. It's real cute. Kind of looks like a turd though, but that'll be out in a couple years.
Yeah,
it's like if you want to be in that movie, I might be able to arrange that. And he just looks at his dick.
Yeah.
So fucked up.
One cool thing about this movie, the high school, it's super. The book or the movie is very influenced by Psycho, and the school was actually Bates High School.
Yeah,
which was named, of course, after Norman Bates and Bates
yeah.
Motel. But one thing to go around with that is every time that Carrie uses her telekinesis, it does the same violin stroke from Psycho. The
that actually drives me nuts. But I mean, in a good way. It's a horror movie.
I mean, it needs to drive you nuts.
Yeah,
actually, Brady mentioned that earlier. She was just kind of sitting on the side. She was like, "Why does it make that sound every time she uses telekinesis?"
So no,
it's telekinesis time. No bad shit's happening. Yeah. Hey, telekinesis time.
Yeah, it's like in Jaws. You hear the Jaws music? Fucking shark.
The Jaws music, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's more about the music even than even the shark itself.
Well, that was the fun thing about...
You fucking know it's coming. You can't see it or anything. Well, it's just like a little nose swimming through the water.
That was the fun thing about Jaws' music, is that when the shark would like come up, it'd be like dun 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 dun, and when it would go away, it'd go dun.
It's like,
and then in the scene on the orca where he's chumming and the shark just comes up, there's no music. Scared the shit out of people because at that time you heard the music, you knew the shark was there.
It just made me, that shit like that and the telekinesis, it makes me laugh because I try to imagine it really happening. Like every time she actually did use it, that you heard that noise.
Oh, Carrie's pissed again. Yeah. But you know what? That does show something that I really like about the older, lower budget horror movies back in this, especially the 60s and 70s with horror movies, since they weren't really viewed as money making movies or anything. They were just like, we'll let you do it. It might make a little bit of money, and they had to be really creative with what little money they had for special effects.
Like there was a lot.
They had to be real creative with the soundtrack, hence like Psycho and Nightmare on Elm Street and shit like that, where the special effects were crap.
Well, dissonant chords is actually that started pretty much in Psycho. Is that dissonance?
Yeah,
because people don't like dissonance. It makes them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that's why The Exorcist used it too.
Right.
Because that tune, that tone, it just actually makes people feel uncomfortable.
It's like it's playing minor chords or minor notes at the same time, and. But yeah, you're absolutely right. As far as the budget goes, there was actually a whole other scene that was supposed to be in this movie after the high school scene. She basically made gas stations explode and the entire town burned down.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what you get in the remake,
right?
In the book too, because I mean she went.
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, the remake, more in the book. And I usually don't get excited about remakes. I'm not really excited, but I think the remake looks cool. Good.
Yeah, well, there are a few things that I don't like about it. First and foremost, like if you read the book, Carrie is described as being very plain, not really ugly, but she would never be noticed in a crowd.
Yeah, Sissy Spacek plays that part well because she's kind of Skeletor-like.
She's not really unattractive. Yeah, I said she looked like Skeletor.
She's kind of Skeletor-like.
She's unattractive. You don't really, you wouldn't look at her as a lead role.
I wouldn't say she's unattractive because she looks pretty attractive in the end when she dresses up and stuff.
Yeah, she's one of those people that you can make it appear that she's not attractive and then get away with,
But then in the remake now that they're doing, which is coming out in the next couple of weeks, they have that real cute girl from Kick-Ass, and she's a really attractive girl. So what the fuck? I think that takes away from it because the whole point of her being an outcast is that she's 100% an outcast in every fucking way. Because if they can't make fun of her for being poor, they can make fun of her for having a crazy mom that's super religious and she can't talk to people or have friends. Then they can make fun of her because she's not attractive. Like they didn't really make this chick as what's her name, Chloe David Moretz or something, or Davis Moretz.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Grace Moretz, yeah. But I mean, she's attractive, and I don't think the role fits her physically. I mean, acting wise, she's a good actress for being young, but I just don't really care for the remake idea of it. But I mean, honestly, after watching this movie, it might be. After watching the old 70s Carrie, which I've watched recently in the last year or so, I can honestly say that this movie did not fucking age well at all. Especially, like, I hate the scenes at the end when she's doing telekinesis and they do that, like, cut scene, like a comic book panel movement. I fucking hate that. I've hated every time they've ever used it in a movie. It drives me insane, and I don't think it fits the style.
It's probably, I would say it was probably a stylistic choice based on what they had to work with, if I had to guess. But I will like to say that the opening scene, like, especially that panning shot in the shower was beautifully shot, like so beautifully shot. The whole time I was just like, wow, this could have, if it wasn't for all the nudity, this could have been the whole trailer for the movie.
Banana titties.
Banana titties.
Banitties. You said these were 80s titties. This is 1976.
Well, it's kind of the same
These
thing.
were pre-80s titties.
Yeah, pretties.
Pretties.
No, they weren't. And there's just 70s, like, just Steven's hair, 70s bush.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they had to, because it was the 70s, 1, and 2, they couldn't have vaginas on film.
Yeah.
Vaginas on film.
Yeah.
If you
Vaginas
put a
on
vagina
film.
in the film, don't put the bush in it.
We're gonna rename our podcast that. And
Vaginas on film?
It's gonna be us talking about film, so that
But
we're just vaginas on film.
What we're going to do is we're going to take our voices in post and just make them really high-pitched so that we sound like girls.
Yeah.
We'll pretend to be girls on film, talking about film.
God, Brandy's over there just feminazing it up right now. I can feel the anger.
That's okay. You're like everybody else.
Right, yeah, nobody else. Yeah, our whole one listener that we have.
Oh, Mark, don't be such a pessimist.
Hey, I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just lowering my standards so that I can't be disappointed.
There you go. I feel that if
Don't
you
be
don't
a doubting
Holy
Thomas.
fuck, we have 5 listeners? That's 4 more than I thought.
I feel like that if you don't have any goals, then you can't be disappointed when you don't reach them.
I found that if you have a goal, that you might not reach it. But if you don't have one, then you are never disappointed. And I gotta tell you, it feels phenomenal.
So we'll go ahead and move on to our second Stephen King movie of the day, Pet Sematary from 1989.
Which I had seen before. I had not seen Carrie before. I had seen the remake of Carrie, but I'd never seen...
The remakes of Carrie suck wiener.
Yeah, I was very
the
pleasantly
TV.
surprised by the remake, or by the original 1976
Yeah.
Carrie. But Pet Sematary, I don't think has ever been remade.
It hasn't. And there was a shitty sequel also directed by Mary Lambert. She did the original.
A sequel, if you will.
She did Pet Sematary and Pet Sematary 2. She did one episode of Tales from the Crypt. And then she's done a lot of music videos. And then, like, a couple years ago, she did Mega Python versus the Gatoroid.
Wow. Well,
So at that point, she's just phoning
She
it in.
had one success.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because Pet Sematary 2 is... Have you seen Pet Sematary 2, Philip?
Why in the hell would I watch that?
One, it has fucking Clancy Brown in it. So
That'd be
you
like
have
watching fucking...
the Kurgan. Then you have...
Well, that's true.
Then you have John Connor. all right?
Fucking
So you
Kurgan.
Fucking, yeah.
John Connor, like Edward Furlong?
Yeah, Edward
no.
Edward Fatlong is the main character in the movie.
But do you know what? I went to watch Firestarter 2. I love the Firestarter book, and I love the movie, of course. And, you know, I'm like, oh, Firestarter 2.
Shitty.
I was like, that might be good. It's got
No.
Dennis Hopper in it. And I'm like, oh, that looks cool. And then I watched, like, the first 5 minutes, and they just shit all over the plot. They're like, oh, you remember that stuff that happened in the first movie? Well, forget all about that. It fucking Highlandered me, is what it did.
It's one of those things, like kind of like I was explaining with the new Curse of Chucky movie.
They just don't care about continuity.
They don't care. Like, they're like, oh, people haven't watched the original in years, so if we fuck up the continuity, no one's going to notice. However, I just watched the original Chucky movie a couple months ago, and I went, this is all bullshit.
Thanks to VHS and DVD technology, we
We
have
can
the
watch
ability to
these
watch these movies again.
And thank you now, Netflix, for meaning I never have to get off the couch.
And if you had your telekinetic
Universal remote, right? Yeah, you never have to get off the couch for anything.
You just
You
need to
can use
install a
universal
toilet.
telekinesis to have your fridge deliver sandwiches to you,
And you just have to install a toilet in your couch.
which would not
We
even
can
be
do that.
hard.
We can do that. We can do that right now. Fuck this podcast. Let's do that.
Yeah. Pet
Soon
Sematary.
invent some sort of, you know, bed sores cure, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah. They got cream for that. There's starring Dale Midkiff, who really didn't do shit. Like he was
worthless in this movie.
Well, he's still acting, but it's all like fucking like one episode of this, one episode of that. He's a TV actor.
I can't recognize him from anything else ever.
He probably does like the week to week paycheck TV acting type shit. It's like, hey, I was in Pet Sematary. All right, we'll hire you for this episode.
The two most noticeable actors in this are Fred Gwynn, or as we will forever know him,
Herman Munster. Yeah, definitely. He was also the judge in My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kid who plays Gage, which is the basis for every creepy kid ever from 1990 on.
I'm pretty sure you're right about that.
Yeah, he was
He was creepy as fuck.
So
he was
the
also
kid in New Nightmare,
and Mercury Rising with Bruce Willis.
And he was in Full House a lot.
He was in Full House a lot.
Yeah,
he is a scary little motherfucker.
He's a shitty little kid.
Wait a second, was he a kindergarten cop?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a little kid.
He was a kid that
he was
boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
That was him. That was creepy fucking Gage.
Yeah.
That would cut your Achilles tendon with a goddamn scalpel and then bite your throat out.
No shit.
No fair,
It's
Daddy. No fair, no fair, no fair.
fucking fair. I'm gonna cut your fucking face face off with a scalpel.
So let's talk about the storyline. Well, first of all, this is one of my favorite Stephen King books. Like, it's really fucking good.
Yeah, it is. I just read it maybe about a year and a half ago.
It's excellent if you get a chance to read the book. And the movie follows along pretty well, but the book is just ultimately better.
It is. They take things out of the book that if transferred to screen probably just would have made the movie longer. I don't think it really would have added to the plot. Like in the book, Herman Munster has a wife, and in the movie he does not. She's already been dead for quite some time.
Right.
So they just cut that out. And there's a lot more, of course, in depth because it's a fucking Stephen King book, and he'll talk about a door opening for 14 pages.
All right.
But you know what? That's just part of the charm.
Exactly.
You know what
Fuck
I love about
anybody that
Stephen
says
King?
Stephen King books are too long. They can just fucking read something else. Read Twilight.
Yeah, that's what the back of a shampoo bottle is for. You
Exactly.
fuck. You fuck.
You fuck! I'm gonna turn this podcast around right now and kick your fucking ass out.
My favorite thing about Stephen King is how he will tell you exactly what's going to happen in the plot in the first 5 pages of the book, and you still get shit fucked, mind fucked, destroyed when it happens.
Yeah.
Like a fucking 100 pages into the book, they tell you Gage is going to get run over by a goddamn truck.
Yeah.
They're just like, little did they know that this was going to be the last time they ever got to hang out with Gage. And then 200 pages later, it fucking happens.
Yeah. And you're like,
And they're
they did say
fuck.
that.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I forgot he was gonna get run over by a truck. Foreshadowing.
That
Same
part-
thing with
that part is
Georgie,
pretty-
I mean,
Yeah.
in the first page, it was like, this was Georgie's last walk ever.
Yeah.
Tear your arm off. Fuck you.
This part was that part was actually pretty brutal in this movie. You didn't see it, but it was a pretty powerful part.
Yeah,
Whenever
really
he gets run
emotional.
over by the truck.
Yeah, and the
Dude,
little
that
shoes.
Flashing his life before his
That
eyes and
fucking-
stuff. Ooh.
That scarred me for sure. Whenever I saw it, because I was little when I saw that, and I was just like, I'm not a lot smaller or bigger than that kid that just got hit by a fucking truck.
Yeah,
I like how he just grinned at the truck while it was coming.
pretty much.
I mean, fuck, he's 2 or whatever. He doesn't know it's gonna annihilate the shit out of him.
Well, the plot of the story
I don't
is
understand how there was anything left to bury, to be perfectly honest.
In the book, they explained that there really wasn't.
Yeah.
They said that like his head had like completely split open and they had to sew it shut.
Yeah, and that's why he looks so fucked up whenever they came back.
Yeah.
Well,
Because his head was split open.
in the book. Not the
I was gonna
movie.
say in the movie, obviously, he's
Yeah, like
a
a
real
little
person
cut.
who's an actor.
Yeah, but
No, his head went.
yeah.
Like it actually did that in the book. That
If they
was the
had
sound
managed,
that
if
they
they
had
had
spelled out.
yeah, exactly.
Stephen King went.
Well, to talk about the plot a little bit, his family moves to this house. The doctor's got a new job at the college, and
Don't ever do that. Like, have you ever noticed how almost every horror movie starts out with
New
family
job.
moves to new house because of new jobs?
So what? In
Fuck
other
that
words,
house.
never move,
Never
never
move.
get a new job.
Yeah.
If you have a job right now, don't
don't
quit.
ever quit.
Don't
fucking-
ever get a job that involves you moving because your family will be murdered,
Yeah.
or haunted, possessed, and then fucked by demons.
And then they will come back and fuck you like a
Yes.
demon.
And your Achilles tendon will never be safe.
Yeah, and of course the house.
Don't ever step outside of your. Don't take a step from your bed onto the floor. I was terrified of that for years. I'm like, I know that Kindergarten Cop is under my fucking bed right now, and he's gonna cut my Achilles tendon, and I'm not gonna be able to stand anymore. I'm just gonna fall right on my face.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's under his bed.
No,
I'm going to cut you. Come here.
I'm gonna cut your Achilles tendon.
I'm going to cut you. Freeze, cold,
I don't think there's
ice,
enough room in
cool,
the pet cemetery to
tack.
fit him.
But
Have you guys
of
seen
course,
the
moral
little
of the
kid?
story.
He looks so different now,
Dude, he's
but he still has
creepy.
giant little kid ears. But anyways.
The moral of Pet Cemetery is very simple. In the words of Herman Munster, don't bury him down there. The ground is hard.
Oh yeah, this fucking
Main
ridiculous fucking basket case.
How the fuck does he always look like Herman Munster? Like his head is shaped just like that.
But he sounds like the monster from Basket Case.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was gonna say he doesn't sound like a human. He just sounds like a broken tub.
The Indians knew that. They stopped using that burial ground when the ground went sour. Don't think about doing it, Lewis. The place gets hold of you. The place is evil.
But I'm only saying that now after I've told you to bury your cat there, which came back from the dead, that's throwing dead rats at you now. But I mean,
Why did he tell him to bury the cat there?
Because he wasn't ready. He didn't feel like that the main character's daughter was ready to see her best friend cat go yet.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh well.
It's
You
all
should be less
entire
upset about it
movie-
if the cat comes back from the dead as an evil cat.
Well, right, but
The entire plot of this movie is this: the doctor's wife is a total cunt. It's all her fault.
pretty
Every
much
bit of it is her fault.
she's a pretty awful person.
Murder.
But to get back to what you were saying, I don't know that the cat, like, it was evil or whatever, but in the book it kind of explains it more. The way that they explain the dog part in the movie, the dog wasn't as evil in the book as he was when he came back. It was just more like a zombie. As far as like,
it was dumb.
It was just real dumb and real, just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was alive, but it was basically as alive as a pet.
It also explained that each time that something came back, because when they explained like how this guy buried his prize bull up there,
right,
and it came back and was fucking shit up, and they said that nothing ever came back the same way,
right,
and it was different for everything. Like when they're burning down that guy's house, that story where you hear the fire in the background, the kid that had died in World War II. They explain that in the book, and he's fucked up. Right. He's not evil. He's just fucked up.
Yeah, he's just kind of like...
And he's psychic. He knows everything. Like, he starts telling all kinds of fucked up stories about all these people because he knows they'd come there to kill him again.
Mm-hmm.
So he just starts telling them a bunch of fucked up shit about them to scare them off. And it works for most of them. I mean, he's fucked up. Fuck that book. It's scary.
But that's kind of one of the main differences between the movie and the book is they bring... when Judd's telling a story about the dog that he buried up there, and it comes back, and it's like... ferocious and like trying to rip out. He does say in the movie the second time that it dies later on in life, like because it died naturally. The second time he buries it in the pet cemetery, but in the book, whenever they bury pets up there, they come back and they're not necessarily like ferocious. They're just kind of like some kind of like a zombie lifestyle.
Another version of whatever it would.
Well, not necessarily just another version, but just like it's almost like they kind of like in The Simpsons when Bart loses his soul.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like where he's just kind of...
So basically they just traded it to Millhouse.
Like empty. Like yeah, for radioactive
for $5.
Or whatever. But yeah, it's like they're almost like an empty... It's almost like an empty shell of itself.
Yeah.
So...
Well, it's just been a really long time since I read... It's been since like the 8th grade or something, so...
Herman Munster... He is ridiculous in this movie. Like...
I love him so much.
He's so good, but there's this part when they first get to the pet cemetery... And the little girl's, like, asking him questions about it. And he explains it to her, but he scares her purposely.
Because he's an old man and he's a dick. And that's what old people do. When they tell you stories, they mean to fuck your brain up.
And then she gets scared, and then he acts like that he didn't mean to scare her in the first place, where he clearly did.
Obviously.
A place where the dead speak. No! Not right out loud. Their stones speak. Or their markers. This ain't a scary place, Ellie. It's a place of rest and speaking.
Like, why did he just say that? Why did he just say, oh, it's just a place where the markers speak?
It's a place where the dead come back to get you.
Yeah.
Some ice cream at the store.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you left out a crucial part there. They speak.
It's a place where the dead speak. Through the words that you write on
the headstones that you find.
Like, why did you say that?
No, they don't fucking speak. Some living person wrote on a headstone.
You know, one of the coolest things in this movie is how they did the gore when Pascal got ran over by the truck.
Oh, dude, the brain.
His brain is out and it's bleeding and stuff. Dude, that is so brutal.
Fucking awesome. Yeah.
Even almost 25 years later, that is nasty.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about that is Savini was asked to direct the movie. Mm-hmm. And he turned it down, and they still had
He turned it down because he was working on the remake of Night of the Living Dead.
Right. But he turned it down, and they still got the special effects to look almost just as good as if it was him in charge anyway. Mm-hmm. And actually, the main director for this movie was fucking set in stone, and they just took too long to do it, so he left, was George Romero. Mm-hmm. Romero was like...
George Romero and Stephen King were like buddies back in the 80s. Like Maximum
Bros,
Overdrive.
man.
Yeah, they did Creepshow together.
Yep.
And Maximum Overdrive. Let's see, what else was... Good. Something was directed by... The Dark Half, I think, was directed by George Romero. And, and The Dark Half's fucked up. It's not a very good movie, but...
the book is way better than the movie for Dark Half.
And actually, this book was based off of Stephen King losing his cat, Smucky. This is a cat name.
He can take anything and make it the worst thing ever. It's frightening.
The next story, it's about a haunted lamb.
Right.
Well, it's like he based The Shining off of him being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And then Dr. Sleep, which just recently came out, which is awesome, by the way. More alcoholic fucked upness.
Yeah. There's a lot of alcoholicness.
They actually used 7 different cats to play the role of Church.
Why, they run them all over?
I guess. Well, that's one thing I've never been able to figure out. Like, I've researched it. I've never found out, like, how they got the cat to do some of the certain things that they got. Because it was obviously a real fucking cat. Like, the part where he peels the dead fucking cat off the ground. had to be a real cat. There
could have just been well done special effects.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can make a fake.
Yeah, or maybe they had a cadaver cat.
Maybe.
They could have used a cadaver cat.
But the one where he sticks the cat with a needle and lays it back down, and it's like, and then like maybe a tranquilizer or something.
Maybe they just blew some weed smoke in his face.
But what about the part where he like grabs the cat's head and the cat gives the derp look on the side, and it's obviously a cat. I mean, there's no way that's not real.
I don't understand how they got Gage after he poked him in the neck with the needle to smash his face into the fucking
wall. Oh, dude, that was so real.
I'm sitting there going, dude, that kid just smashed his brain open on that wall. I'm like, God damn, somebody's parents are pissed.
Like he trips and hits the back of his head against that fucking door.
They might have done it in reverse. That's
no,
how they do
dude, there's no way.
They start with him having smacked against the thing, and then they just have him jump off of it.
There's no way.
Dude, this is like
2 years old. He wouldn't have had the
this is like it's literally a.
Well, no, I've seen it. I'm just saying they probably didn't slam a little kid's head into a wall.
I don't know.
It could have just been.
I think it was an accident, man.
Yeah.
I think
they were just filming. And they're like, okay, now pretend to slam yourself. Oh fuck, is he okay?
No, because he trips and he falls against the door.
Yeah,
is what happens, and I think that's what I think. It wasn't meant to be like that.
Yeah, he probably wasn't meant to trip and fall right there, but it was probably the best and most realistic looking take, so they used it.
And they cut the scene right after that because I'm sure
smashed his goddamn
I'm sure that he probably because he's got this look on his face like he's like and I'm sure that he just cried his fucking ass off after that part. So
cried his ass off.
Yeah,
right.
Girls have a penis, boys have a vagina.
But he's already murdered his mother and his neighbors, so I mean, what makes him cry? Bumps his head.
Well, the mother kind of deserved it for being a super cunt.
She is a super cunt. Throughout the movie, throughout the book, she is just a fucking twat.
Well, they have to learn about death somehow, now don't they, Miss Creed?
Why? Can I have the baby?
Give me the baby!
Yeah, like, she gets so offended and then she just walks over and snatches the baby away from him.
Baby snatch a bitch!
Yeah. And then Herman Munster and the main dude are like...
Giving each other, what the fuck's wrong with this chick?
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, just...
How many more times is she a cunt in this movie, though? Like, when she's, when he takes the cat to go get his nuts cut.
Yeah. Well, she makes him promise that the cat's going to be okay, knowing that he's a doctor, and knowing that either the cat could possibly die under operation, or the cat could possibly...
To get it fixed?
Yeah.
No.
Anesthetic.
He says it in the movie.
Yeah. Well, that's baloney.
No, some cats, when they get their complete balls cut off, they
well, I mean, they don't do that. I mean, like,
they do
maybe
do
they did
that.
in the 1970s.
They still do that.
No, they
this
don't.
This is 89.
They don't just grab a hold of their balls and just take a scalpel and cut them off.
I know that, but they will put cats under to... They did it to...
Well, they sedate them, yeah.
Well, they put them under, too, sometimes, man. And even if they sedate them, they can have a bad reaction with this sedation and fucking
they could be having an allergic reaction to the drug.
So what you're saying is extremely unlikely situation.
That's exactly what he says.
Because it's a 1 in 1,000 chance.
And that's what he's saying, is that you're making me promise this, even though it's still possible that the cat could die under whatever operation, or still run out in the fucking road and get hit by a truck.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's like,
which is, lo and behold, what the fuck happens.
Right.
Don't shilly-shally, Lewis. Give the little girl a promise.
Church will be fine. I promise.
Yeah.
While mean-mugging that bitch.
Yeah, and then he walks up to her after that, and he's just like, if anything happens, this is on you, bitch.
Yeah. No shit. I love how you have that clip marked fake promise. That's so fucking good.
The next scene, that's when he gets run over.
Yeah. But
and it's fucked up, because, like, in the book, she's so much more of a bitch.
Oh, definitely.
And, like, I mean, she's constantly apologizing and all this crap, and, like, when the shit came on with Gage and all that, she went all super cunty.
Son.
So, and we haven't really gotten to the like how everything happened. He's a doctor at this college, and this guy named Pascal gets hit by a truck, and his brain goo is everywhere. And he comes to visit the main character in his sleep as a ghost, and tells him a bunch of crazy riddles, and then tells him that the ground's sour.
He does exactly what a freaky ghost does in a movie. He does the same shit that they do in fucking Friday the 13th. Don't go there, there's a death curse. And then don't explain anything else. He just goes, this is where the dead speak.
Yeah.
Don't go there.
No matter what, don't go there.
Where the dead walk. And then he floats away. The ground is sour. The echo.
Sour. I like your version better.
Well, but it's like, they still do it.
God damn it.
Of course they do. They have fucking mayor syndrome. They're like, oh, I know better than that.
No. You can't blame the doctor, though. Because, like, he's sitting there. Well, he does remember. He points out, he goes, Don't fucking go there. That thing. See where all the broken shit's
And the
at?
glowing...
Don't glow. The glowing evil? You see that? Don't go there.
And see, in the book, it's Wendigo. It has to do with the Wendigo.
Yeah.
The crazy spirit monsters. But one of my favorite parts, and I didn't get a clip, and I possibly will for the edit, and edit all this out. But when they're walking through the woods, him and Judd, and like this crazy monster sounds in the woods, or like it's like
it's like
and he's like, "What's that?"
Sounds.
And Judd's like,
woods.
"It's just a loon."
Yeah.
It's like that was not a motherfucking loon.
No, that's the Wendigo.
Goddamn Dracula.
It's a motherfucking Dracula over there. No, it was just the woods.
It was the woods.
The woods. What's that sound?
If I hear shit like that coming from anything,
it's
especially the woods, I'm going home.
Automatically
fuck
goblins.
It's goblins.
Fuck this shit. I'm just going to tell the bitch your cat's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go get another cat that looks just like it.
I'm going to go find one of the 2 million cats that could easily replace this cat, i.e. they had that many on the film.
Exactly.
Right. Give me that
pull a switcheroo on the little girl.
I mean, what's the little girl going to do? This isn't the right cat. It's like, it is. You're a little girl. Shut the fuck up.
He needed a new liver.
It's fine. I just had to dye some of his fur black where it used to be white. It's okay. It's like I got him at
what movie was that? Is this paint? When they paint the cat fucking black or whatever?
No, that was Meet the Parents.
Yeah. They put black paint on the tail or whatever. God damn it, so good.
I hate that fucking movie. I do.
Yeah, let's do a podcast on that one.
I hate Ben Stiller. So
Mark
all I would do
loves
is
Ben Stiller.
rant about Ben Stiller sucking dick.
Yeah.
The whole movie. I love him as a side character, as a supporting role. I do not like him as a main character.
Mark's favorite actor is Ben Stiller.
And then after that, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Nicholas Stiller.
God, if they ever made a gay porn together, the world would just end for me.
Gay butt baby.
Why would they make gay porn together?
So that would be my nightmare.
That's your nightmare.
That is it. That is
my nightmare. Is
I have to watch Nicolas Cage and Ben Stiller fuck while quoting lines from their shitty movies.
The only way that could be worse is if Tim Curry was there too, like filming.
So back to the movie. The little boy gets hit by a truck, and he does exactly what Judd tells him not to do, and that's he buries his son in the Indian burial ground where the ground is sour.
Right, obviously, because I mean, if you pick the dirt up, you're like, this shit tastes like old lemons.
Yeah, and then all hell breaks loose because now Zombie Gage is back, and he's slicing Achilles tendons.
Chewing out necks.
And the other thing is he cuts that dude on the web of his mouth.
Yeah, he screams and then whoop, whoop, turns him into basically Joker's ass.
Yeah.
But you know what the scariest part of this whole fucking movie is? Fucking the wife's sister with spinal meningitis.
Oh, yeah, dude.
When I was a kid, I loved Pet Sematary and watched it all the time. But anytime they showed her scene where she did she turned over and she's like, Rachel! I would close my eyes and put my hands over my eyes so tight that
because
I'd see
it was
spots
pretty much the scene from the Dark Crystal where the fucking main Skeksis dies.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
She was frightening and she was all twisted up and looked gross.
Yeah, that was definitely the scariest part of the fucking movie.
And then when she comes back at the end and she runs up and she's like, Gage and I are going to get you. No.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of all of my nightmares ever.
I'd be fucking hitchhiking one of those trucks that drives by. I have my leg out and everything. Me, I would.
You would. That would work.
Where you gonna go? There's dead shit here, and my sister came back from spinal meningitis death. I don't like this. She's twisted. She looks like one of those Caducey popsicles, and she's creepy and she smells like death.
And my dead son is a zombie.
Yeah, and my dead son's a zombie with a split open cantaloupe head, and the cat keeps throwing rats at me. And Herman Munster lives across the street.
Sign the fuck up out here.
Yeah. The part with Gage is probably the creepiest part of the movie, at the end where he's just running around the house laughing.
His goddamn laugh. Ha ha! It's so bad. He throws food at the cat. Church! Pow!
But yeah, and then
dickhead kid.
And he runs he ends up. How does he hang his mother though? That's the only part of the movie that I'm just like, what the fuck?
It's like in Chucky whenever Chucky kills people and you're like, wouldn't have they just kicked the shit out of him?
Yeah, well, the thing that you can explain with Chucky. The thing you can explain with Chucky is that he's fucking supernatural,
which of course so is
but the
mini Gage.
But the cat's not supernatural, and the other guy, when they come back, they don't have super strength. I mean, it's not.
Well, I mean, you don't know. Maybe they do have super strength.
They don't.
Prove it.
Well, that was just one of those. Oh God, just like in all horror movies, where the
killer
is killing everyone, but also manages to set up bodies in an obstacle course like American Gladiators setting.
Precisely, you're just running through the house and then you bump into a door, the door opens up and then someone's hanging on the back of it.
You got the fucking American Gladiator team going on in the background.
People shooting tennis balls at you.
You're just running through
while being chased by Jason.
There's cats and dogs just swinging by, just dead.
Your gladiator is Glacier! And Jason Voorhees.
Why the fuck
this?
Why the fuck haven't we made horror American Gladiators yet?
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's kind of what Cabin in the Woods was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But they got like the staffs and stuff.
Oh god, just jousting on top of big things with undead zombie hordes.
Oh man.
Fuck that. That's what's below. If you fall off that thing, you get eaten.
Yeah, forget about spikes. Forget about instant death. It's called torn apart, torn asunder by spider.
Like I don't care how foamy the spikes looked in American Gladiators. They looked painful.
Yeah, no matter how you landed on that, probably still hurt. Fuck it, they were giving you money to do that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Why were there never really fat people on American Gladiators? Because I know that they wanted the people that were in shape, but I wanted to see fat dudes dodging.
Well, they remade American. Well, that's what Double Dare was for.
Oh, no, not only that.
Fat guy obstacle courses.
Yeah, just.
But no way, Hulk Hogan did the one season that it lasted. Nobody gave a fuck.
And then you had the fat kids on Legend of the Hidden Temple. So.
Oh, and Wild and Crazy Kids on Nickelodeon too. Like basically, Nickelodeon went, "Fat kids, come over here," and I was like, "Yeah, they make shirts my size." Double Dare shirt.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. But and then at the end, when Gage runs toward him or whatever. And at this point, the main character is just fucking out of his mind. And he has to re-kill his son. He stabs Gage in the neck with that needle, and he just does the most ear-piercing, whiny baby cry ever.
It's the
reason that whole movie.
Have kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say that whole movie gave me nightmares for years, and will now give me nightmares for at least a week. And it's basically just Stephen King. Yeah. He just loves to give everyone nightmares. That's his favorite thing ever.
That's why he kills kids. What is more frightening than killing children?
Well, and the thing about the story, and it happens in the book too, is. After all this is said and done, and his wife's dead, and his kid's dead, and Herman Munster's dead,
and his kid's dead again,
he fucking does it again.
Yeah, and even the ghost of Pascal is there going, "Doc,
stop doing this."
Really? How many more people have to die? But ooh, she looked nasty too.
Oh, her
eyeballs hanging out, goos.
Yeah, there's gooey eye.
Well, what it is, I think this is something like trying to appeal to the people that actually have lost somebody that they wish they could bring back.
No matter what.
It doesn't even matter if they're evil and are going to cut your Achilles tendon. You just want to see them alive again. You're just that torn up. I don't want to see
anybody with their eyeball hanging out. But what about when Tiny...
Well, maybe you would.
No. Especially when there's fucking creek water coming out of it.
Ooh, yeah, just gross. When the attic pops open and his wife's legs start dangling, and then little evil Gage is standing there with his little Harry Potter scar, and he's like, "Yeah," and then he fireballs, like he Sagat launches him, or M. Bison's himself, like Raiden. He was like, "Ice Glimming," and launches himself, and it's obviously a doll that the director just launched it.
Oh, you know it was the director too. He's like, "Hold on, I got to do this. This is gonna be funny as shit."
It's like all
right, catch.
It's like Steven Spielberg played with the fat black round boy.
Oh yeah, from Hook.
The ball.
The bowling ball
just bouncing. You know, he probably just... That's what he did. Like, he sat on it behind the camera, just bouncing. Yeah, I like this shot. Let's use this one. Can we have the ball back? We need to use it for the next scene.
No.
This one's mine. Go get another one. The special effects guys. You have money. Do it. So, ladies.
So, ladies on the set of Carrie.
I think that these are two of the more mediocre Stephen King movies. Like, there's a tier of really good movies, and then there's the kind of mediocre ones, and then there's the god-awful piece of shit ones.
The ones that shouldn't ever have been made.
Like Langoliers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, Langoliers.
But I still like Langoliers.
Most of the
Cats, you do not love Langoliers. I will fight you. We will go outside and we will have a Street Fighter fist fight.
I only like it because I liked it whenever I was a little kid. I thought it was a cool idea.
The fucking... Oh my god.
It looked like Pac-Man.
Yeah,
PCB.
It was like made in Microsoft Paint. It had to be.
Yeah. Straight up.
Maybe I like Microsoft Paint. There's a graphic designer saying he likes Microsoft Paint.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
I just like to fuck with it.
I think I hate it so much because it's one of my favorite short stories, and they turn it into such a piece of crap.
And it turned into a short pile of shit.
That's what happens when they can't quite get enough money to make a theatrical release.
Right.
Exactly.
You know,
but they've made a couple of pretty good...
Story of the Century wasn't bad. The Stand was good for its time. It's not good now.
It was good for its time.
Yeah, but also not good now.
Right.
Tim Curry. Yeah.
And then it was, what was the other one? Rose Red. I remember watching that and liking it okay.
I don't remember a lot of it. Like, I just remember bits and pieces.
The Dark Half was another one of those one that was right underneath, like just slightly crappier than like Carrie.
And I like Pet Sematary. It's so much different than the book, but it's still good.
The one badass fucking, or the one, I won't say badass, but one of the scariest TV Stephen King things I remember seeing, and it didn't last. It was called Kingdom Hospital.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
It was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it lasted one season,
and I didn't understand it. I just remember that giant porcupine walking around in the
aardvark.
Yeah, like what was
it? Was Anubis.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it was. It was Anubis, like the god.
It's fucking weird.
God
Anubis.
But and then you have your high tier of shit like Green Mile,
Shawshank Redemption,
Misery, Shawshank Redemption,
so good.
The Dead Zone.
Yeah,
Stand By Me.
Yeah.
It's really quite a gamut indeed. So many excellent movies. Like I'd say probably 15 movies that we could find that are just really, really good.
Right.
And then a million horrible movies.
Which was never a book, but it was.
Bullet.
But so yeah.
No, Maximum Overdrive was a short story. Trucks.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And Stephen King directed that.
And
actually, Pixar is going to make a Trucks movie now. Based on that short story.
No,
they're not at all.
We actually already podcasted Maximum Overdrive.
Yep. And that was when we did...
what else did we do?
What did we do with that? I don't even remember.
I think it was Estevez pass.
It was The Wraith.
Oh, God, yeah. Charlie Sheen. Yeah. Ooh, God damn it.
I love that movie. I fucking love The Wraith.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
It is.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all.
It was like the best 80s
Corey
movie
Hart
ever.
song.
Oh, that Corey Hart song was the best.
So good. Yeah. Dude, all you need for an 80s movie is just badass cars that just go really, really fast.
And a great soundtrack.
And awesome 80s soundtrack.
Yeah.
And everything else you can just make up. You don't even... I will have sex with you. I'll do it. No, you're not. Yes, I will.
You know what we never did was introduce ourselves. So since it's the end of the podcast,
no. Wait. I want to tell you what my favorite Stephen King.
Oh, okay, your Stephen favorite King thing.
My favorite Stephen King book. Desperation, I think. Probably.
I've never read Desperation.
Desperation is so good. I love Desperation.
My favorite book is The Stand.
The Stand is excellent.
The Stand followed by It and then Misery.
And now, which The Stand are we talking about? Are we talking about the 2 million page one?
The uncut,
the longest one.
Uncut.
I was going to say, don't tell me you like the short version. Why even bother? No. I mean, it's not short anyway, so just read the fucking long version.
Right.
I'm actually with Philip's Desperation, and it's not because I think it's the best Stephen King book, but it was the first one I ever read, so it's that book's fault.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
And I read 2 more Stephen King books in like the next 2 weeks. I read The Green Mile right after that.
Same thing.
And then I read The Stand because I was getting ready to go visit my grandparents on spring break, and I was like, I need to get a book for the plane. Mm-hmm. So I got the book and then started reading it. Couldn't put it down. Read it in like 2 days. And Desperation's a big book. It's super good.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, The Green Mile. I saw that there. I'm going to walk back to Kmart because I was like 15 at the time. Walked to Kmart, grabbed The Green Mile, read that fucker like in 2 days. Mm-hmm. And I was like, God damn it. Now I need another book, and I'm poor. I didn't have any more money, so I went to the library, and I saw Stephen King, The Stand. I'm like, I'm not reading this shit in 2 days. Yes, fuck it. And I read it in like a week.
The first 2 books I read, and they were back-to-back, was I never read a Stephen King book before. And my dad the Count was...
No, he's not your dad.
Yeah, the Count was like tons of Stephen King books. You know, he's read like
swarms.
Almost every Stephen King book. And... he was like, I was like, Dad, I want to start reading Stephen King. And he was like, and I was probably 10 or 11.
He was probably like, maybe not.
Well, no, he was all about it. He just, at that point, you know, he didn't give a shit what I read as long as it was reading, you know?
Yeah, that's probably true.
And Dad was
like, well, this is going to scare the living fuck out of you, but
yeah,
go ahead.
He was like, I was like, I need a good Stephen King book to read. Pick me out one. And he handed me Misery. And he was like...
He chose wisely.
Yeah, he was like, this one is a good one for you to read. So I read it, and I fucking loved it. And after I finished that, he gave me The Dead Zone. And I read those back-to-back, and loved fucking both of them.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to me. I didn't read Desperation first. I think I read Firestarter first.
That was one of my
first. And I just fucking burned through that book in like a day, literally, waka, waka. And then just, like, Desperation I read in high school, because I was just, like, going through them. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like... You know, and I borrowed something.
I remember you reading Insomnia, I think.
Yeah.
In high school. Maybe it was Desperation. I don't remember.
I've read a lot of them.
Yeah, Stephen King is the only author, entertainer, whatever, that has ever officially offended me with entertainment. Like, genuinely. Because I read It.
Yeah.
And then I made it to the end of It, and there's the kitty gangbang.
Yeah.
And I went, nope, and shut the book.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the thing is that I applaud him for that, because it's just not possible.
Yeah,
you offended me. You have done something no one else can fucking do. You have genuinely offended me with entertainment.
And he's only written one book that I've read that I didn't care for, and that was the Tommyknockers. I just could never get into the Tommyknockers. I just felt like
try again.
No, I'm not going to try again.
That is fucking.
It's one of the books that ties in a whole lot with a lot of his others.
Well, but the thing is, man, is like, I wasn't young when I read it. I was like 17 or 18, and so it wasn't like I was bored with with my own bullshit. It was the fact that I literally just felt like it was a poorly
it was just really poorly done.
I won't say poorly written, because it wasn't. It was just a poor story, I thought, and I thought it was so fucking boring. Going like waiting for something to happen. Like she's like, oh, there's aliens in the backyard. I'm going to sit in my cabin and strange stuff is going to happen, but I'm not really going to check out what happens with the aliens.
I'm just going to be
I felt
in
like
here.
that with The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. I absolutely hated that book.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it with a passion. And I bought that, and it's a short book. I almost felt like Stephen King put that out just because he was a Red Sox fan. You know?
Well, speaking of, if you've ever read his book, Faithful, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good. What's your least favorite book?
My least favorite Stephen King book? Oh... I feel like there was one I didn't finish, and I probably don't even remember the name of it. There was one Stephen King book that I started in.
Eyes of the Dragon, maybe?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was another one of those ones where I was reading it, and I was just like, when is something going to happen? And I was just like, you know what? I know there are better Stephen King books than this. And I just read something else instead.
Gotcha.
So,
and my least favorite movie
there are boring
Gladiators.
Stephen King books. It's just because he's written hundreds of books, and you're not going to hit gold every single fucking time.
Right. Well,
and most of them are awesome.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to bitch about.
And it's more or less personal preference too. Like I really liked Hearts in Atlantis, but I know a lot of people that were really bored with Hearts in Atlantis.
You know what? Hearts in Atlantis was what I read.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was bored with it. I got fucking bored with it.
I read the first half of that book, which was way better than the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie is literally only like the first half of the book.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I didn't read the rest of it.
I think they were actually planning on making a second part to that movie.
But it failed miserably.
Right. Yeah. Right. And Dreamcatcher, the movie, was such a piece of shit compared to
it was like, oh, let's just make this kid with leukemia an alien all of a sudden.
Because the book was so fucking good.
The movie was
that
so
was one that I was really pissed about, because I read the book because the movie was coming out.
Right.
And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, Dreamcatcher is going to be bad as shit. And I read the book, burned through it, was loving it. Movie comes out, I'm just in awe the whole time about how bad it is.
Yeah.
And they just make shit up. They're like, oh, we don't like the ending, so we're just going to fucking change the whole character.
Different.
It made no sense. Why the fuck was he an alien?
Right.
He still had leukemia. Why the fuck would an alien get fucking leukemia?
He couldn't, for one thing. It's a human disease.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah, none of it made sense. They just changed it for the sake of changing it.
Yeah.
So
which
that
they
they can
sometimes
have a battle.
do. They do that with Stephen King books a lot, and movies and whatever, or TV shows, just because he's such a prolific writer, he's so popular that a lot of people have read the book that's coming, that the movie is coming up, and they want it to be new and different, which I can get on board with. But whenever you make it new and different, just for the sake of making it new and different, without actually making it any better or any worse or anything, it's like pointless.
Right.
Like the Mist is a perfect example. The ending of that book, or the ending of the short story, and the ending of the movie, totally different. Both awesome.
Yeah.
Both really, really good.
Agreed.
Well, it's like I started reading Dreamcatcher because the movie was coming out, and then I saw the movie while I was reading the book, and I was about halfway through it, and the movie was so bad I put the book down. Like I quit reading it.
Did you ever finish it?
No, I did. I did eventually
book.
finish reading it, and I'm glad that I did. And that's, I mean, I almost feel like there are just some things that I feel that Stephen King should just not give them the rights to.
If Stephen King is listening, just come here and we'll just
he's supposed
jerk
to be
you off for the
directing
rest of the world.
they're remaking it, and he's supposed to be directing it.
Yeah.
And
he's supposed to be directing it.
That's not a good thing.
No, it's not.
He's only directed 2 other things, and one of them was
Maximum Overdrive, which was maximum awful.
Fantastic writer, fantastic screenplay writer. Do not let him direct it.
Right.
Well, I mean, directing is not the same thing as writing.
He's not a director.
If he had the skill set to direct, he could do it, but he can't.
This is my last big thing I want to say about King is the reason I like him so much as a writer is he has the ability to take a group of people or a character, or even more so, a group of characters that are tightly united, like in It,
The Losers Club,
and in Stand By Me, or The Body, and just characters in general, like main
Well, I
character.
mean, that's in all of his stories. There's always a group of people that.
Paul. Well, not only just that, but I mean his character, The Stand, Paul from Misery. I mean, all the characters that he makes, you feel for them, and you genuinely become attached. The Stand, to me, the group of people in The Stand, emotionally drained me when certain characters started dying.
Well, I think about it when I think about that. There was a part of the book, and it was one chapter of the book, and the entire chapter was based upon explaining the backstory of this character. It was the Patrick Hofstetter.
Right.
And it was the kid, I'm sure you'll remember it once I start saying it, where he was a little sociopath, and he had a new baby brother, and he didn't like his new baby brother because it fucked up his routine. He got his breakfast later, he didn't get to watch his cartoons, so he smothered his baby brother in a crib, and then they were explaining that, giving him this backstory so that you would hate his character,
right.
So that you would feel bad for how brutal it was when he died. You're like, oh God, I hate this kid, but I'm okay. How do I feel when this kid dies? Because he fucking murdered a baby.
I feel bad about it, but at the same time, should I feel bad about it?
And then he dies. And that was the whole point. The whole point that he did it was just to build a character, and I love that because Stephen King is a character-driven writer, because no matter how small a part a character plays in the story, you will know everything about that fucking character before anything happens.
Yeah,
and I
love that. It's one of my favorite. Character development is that's what it is. That's what storytelling is to me. Yeah. Because that's the story. It's the story of that character.
And I haven't read Under the Dome yet. Have either of you guys read it?
I'm gonna wait till. Well, fuck. I guess I can't. I thought the first season was going to be the whole series of the show,
yeah,
they're going to do another season.
Well, I haven't read it, but I've heard that in the book, the mayor, who eventually becomes this basic cultist leader, is just one of the craziest fucking characters that Stephen King's ever written.
Well, that kind of freaks me out a little bit. I kind of want to read it now, and maybe before the show is finished.
Yeah,
I guess then I'll probably quit watching the show after 2 more episodes. I'll be like, nope, this sucks.
Yeah, apparently he's just becomes this power hungry
Well, I mean that's happening in the show.
Well, yeah, but he's I've only seen the first episode, or first 2 episodes, but he's just this power driven you do what I say or
I fucking kill
this
you.
is the new country and everything. But we're running a little long now, so we're gonna wrap things up. I'm still gonna introduce myself. I'm Stephen the Roast Rosenberg, and then we've got
Phil the Kill Collins
and Mark the Shark Hinton.
And you can find us on Twitter at MPM Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Go to iTunes, rate and review our shit. Subscribe for free. You don't have to pay anything. There's no excuse for you not to do it.
Except for that we suck.
Yeah, and you're lazy. You can check us out on Unitedcypher. We already mentioned Five Finger Tees. Check them out. They have Stephen King shirts. Also, check out Empire Comics. Check out My Dick.
HorseMasturbators.com.
Yeah, don't forget about HorseMasturbators.com.
We should probably get that URL.
I'm saying, I've been saying it for a while. That should be our URL.
Probably should. Yeah. That would be kind of brilliant, actually.
Motion Picture Meltdowns. Hey, how do you get the Motion Picture Meltdowns website?
That's HorseMasturbators.com.
HorseMasturbators.com. What the fuck? You're fucking...
Already horses. Alright, let's get it.
Alright, we'll see you guys next time.
I don't want to be buried in a big cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. I don't want to be buried in a big cemetery. I don't want to live my life again.